All right. That's us. We're on. We're on. We made it. We fucking made it. Ash's creation is over for another week. Okay. Where do we start? Let me move some things around. I got stuff all over the place. So where do we start? Where do we start? We'll give it some time. We'll warm everyone up first, and then we'll get into it. Get into the thick of it. Oh, we need to get. Where's my plan? Where's my plan? Let me write these things down, because if I don't write them down, I'll get distracted. I'll get easily distracted. So we've got finish build. They are closing. Oh, extended time for alpha phase 1. Phase 1 key. So we'll mention that one. So we're gonna finish our fighter build. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna make sure we do that. Then we'll discuss the extended time of the key. So if anyone wants to get in, we've got the Alpha 2. Hey, Uber, I'm still on the fence on Ashes. Can you sell it to me in a sentence? In one sentence, Uber, you get to play with me. Oh, look. One sentence. You cannot wrap up Ashes in creation in one sentence. It's, hey, Zodiac. He comes in with a sub. Thanks, buddy. Glad you joined. You'll be a part of the sold. We sold Zodiac as well. Thanks, mate. As you can see, the servers shut down 8 hours ago. Moving forward, because there's going to be. We'll put it into two baskets. There's going to be a lot of people that play the game. Look, this guy. Are you a Zerg? There's a lot of people that are just going to play the game and get a feel for it and go, yeah, I'm done, and move on to the next thing. And there's a lot of people that are going to play the games like, I'm going to be here for the next 5, 6, 12 years. I guess they're the people that we are looking for, hoping to pick up, and hopefully, what's the word I'm looking for? Let's go on the same journey. Go on the journey with Ashes of the Creation and play the game as it is intended. I'm hoping this game definitely continues for a long, long time. But Uber, I'll ask you a question. What is it that you look for in games? What is it that you actually want? What do you need it to do for you? You know what we do need to do? There's a whole lot of people on Vira that we picked up in the guild. And now that we've moved over to, I don't know if they're all necessarily in the Discord. Gonna have to pick them up. Oh, guild structure. We need spreadsheets. Everyone loves a good spreadsheet. Extend time phase, guild structures. Next week's plan. What is next week's plan, actually? I think next week is going to be a lot of crafting. Our group is in for the long haul. Hey, Zodiac. Good answer. Good answer. What an immersive world, good characters, but most of all impactful and rewarding gameplay. Now, see, Uber, now I can give you a bit more. So immersive world, 100%. I actually have not. So I've been here so this is my 3rd week playing Ashes of the Creation, and I have not yet adventured the whole entire world. I have not been to House Zone, if that's how you say it. I haven't been to the Sand Squall Deserts. I've only just touched a little bit of New Ayla. There's places, I have not even been yet. So from an immersive world, it's definitely there. Like the fact that it's been able to keep me in such a contained area, and I've been able to play and get the content that I need, the quests, whether it's the resources, the gameplay, the PvP, the farming. I've been able to stay in one area, and the fact that I haven't ventured out of that yet is amazing but scary at the same time, just to show you how big the world currently is, but is going to be, which is nuts. Characters, there's only 6 at the moment, but was it 64 classes that eventually are going to be introduced in the game? And I've only played a few of them, but each class, so there's 6 classes at the moment: the mage, the bard, the cleric, the fighter, the tank, and the ranger. And each one of the classes I've played so far, no one's had a bad word to say about a class and say that class is shit. Wait for summoner. Jaden is not. Look, definitely wait. It doesn't hurt to wait if you guys want to. If you got things to do. But look, realistically, at the end of the day, if you buy the game now or you wait for the summoner class, which is May next year, you're going to save $20 USD, but miss out on all the game times for the next 6 months. If you want to get in on it now and enjoy it now. So I would say, look, if you can invest that extra 20, get in now. There's no need to wait for the summoner. I feel like each class is definitely got its perks, and I think no one can complain about how the classes play, or even their abilities, their structure. They feel very nice. It's not like you play a class, even a bard. Like bard doesn't suit me, but it's still a nice class to play. The only way I have around 10% of the entire map at the moment as well. Yeah, it's crazy, Zodiac. It's absolutely nuts. Is it 10% or even less? I feel like it's less than 10%. 8 classes into total, 64. That's the one, 64. So the fact that there's 64 classes blows my mind. And look, and this is the 6 classes we have now is definitely going to give you a good feel of what's coming. Then we've got the rogue and the summoner. I really like the leveling progression. Some people go, it's too slow. But I don't think that's the intent of the game. If you want faster, then go find a game that's faster. I think the leveling progression in this is fantastic. The only thing that I would like more of, and I'm sure it's to come, is definitely the quest lines. Making sure that the quest lines are in the game to make sure, so you can quest between, for example, level 10 and level 11 to hit up to hit your mark without having to do that grind. So grinding's fun. Obviously, do your farming, but yeah, if there's enough quest content in there to keep you going, that's a massive storyline, but that would be phenomenal. Popping in, watching you, enjoying has really got me intrigued to try to. Uber, definitely. But yeah, so it is. I'm currently recording apparently. One thing that it is impactful as soon as you get to another level, or you get actually, you know what the most impactful thing of the game is, and someone let me know if you disagree or not. But the most impactful thing for me is when you get a drop, because drops don't come often. If you get a blue drop, for example, of a weapon that's going to suit you, you put that on, your damage literally increases by 2.5 to 3 times. Like you instantly feel that power. It's crazy. True. I might buy 20th of December's then, say $15 and get 5 months to figure out the game and try it. Yeah, if you do that, Jaden, look, you won't regret it. I promise you won't regret it. 20th of December release is coming with a wipe as well, so don't miss out. Yes. Hate to say it, but I don't like anything about the game. Really? Prototype, did you play the game or you just watched it so far? Cloak looks good. The cloak is shit house at the moment. So I'm taking a screenshot for people wanted to know, how do you do fishing? So I took a screenshot, put it in Discord. So it's like, this is where you go. Go to your skill tree. Look, I'm obviously doing an explanation video of how to do fishing. I don't know why I'm doing it on stream. Recording everything. We'll fast forward through that. We don't need, unless you guys want to know how to do fishing, I'll explain it to you. Yeah, the cape was actually very good. The cape is actually very good. So if you're a ranger or a fighter, and you become a citizen of Winstead at level 10 or below, after level 10, if you go buy the cloak at Winstead, that's, as far as I'm concerned, and we'll go through this build later, it's the best cloak you can get for level 10. So that's the hard part about the node cloaks. So each node has its own individual cloak that you can buy. And I felt like the cloak at Winstead was the cloak that I could buy for 77 of the guild's currency, the node currency. So the only issue with that for me is that if you wanted to be a citizen of another node, then You can't be. You literally are going to the node that sells the best cloak for you from a gear perspective. And Zodiac, next time we'll make better decisions on which node we we pick. I think it was you or someone who said, do you really want to compete against Nexus? It's like, I don't know who Nexus are. Why not? We can do this. But yeah, we're maybe a bit off more than we can chew. But we'll definitely make more educated decision next time for sure. I played the past weekend. Oh, so which part did you not like the most? You said, oh, well, I guess you hate all of it. Which part did you hate the most? That would be interesting. And was there anything that you found enjoyable, Prototype? See, when I see things like that, I was like, oh, it'd be good to know what you missed out on. Because it's interesting, what I find enjoyable might not necessarily be what you find enjoyable. Because I've got mates that I play games with, but they won't touch this because it's like, oh, it's too grindy. Or, oh, I'm not into MMOs. So, completely get it. I throw bar soap in the lake to fish. PAX Day makes you make one. So I had a question. I'm a cleric. If I get armor upgrade that does not make my heals hit harder, I need the weapon upgrade. It's exclusively a separate armor. Does mitigation and weapon do like damage spell power? So I'm just double checking your question again. Armor upgrade that does not make my heals harder. Oh, so yeah. So the armor upgrade might not. Depends on what you've got on your armor, Goblin. It definitely depends on what you got on your armor. For your heals, it's what stat is it? Hey, I'm going to start pulling over the codex, for example. Oh, I think the codex is probably the best way to do it. So let's just go to character planner for a second. Let me move this down and up a little bit. So let's just say we're going to go to archetype and go to cleric. And I'll move that out of the way. And then we go to healer. If I go to equipment and I put on a chest piece, for example, you'll get from this chest piece, magic resistant armor and 2 constitution. The problem is the 2 constitution, I wish it were in game. It makes it so much easier in game. And I select that and put that on. That's not going to do anything for your healing. It's going to do absolutely nothing. But I'm just trying to find a stat that may on a chest. Look, a chest piece might not even work for you as a healer. Was mentality, was it one of them? Oh shit, I don't know why that moved up. Because constitution, where is it? Why can't you move over for me? Was it shift? Why? Oh, maybe I can do it from this side. No, it's not doing it for me. I'll bring it up on the what's he? And then I'll figure that one out later. What's his name? Actually, no, I can do it here. Actually, I can do it on the codex. So if I go into the chest itself, I'll find mentality. What was mentality? Can I not go into? I've got to type it in. So what was this one called? Let's just type robe, for example. Intelligence, that's one. So intelligence itself, each point of intelligence provides 3 magical power. So the magical power will then give you more heals. It's just depending on what you got on your gear. Nah, you're good, Goblin, you're good. So it depends what you've got. Purely depends what you got. So you may have something that doesn't increase your power. So you do need to know what the cleric will provide. But magical power as a cleric is definitely that's something that you need. Group was tossing up a Mirrorlith, but decided on Jova. Was the wrong decision in the end, lol. But what can you do? Oh, well, look, Zodiac, I think the best thing is that the fact that there's a wipe at 20th of December, it's a test and learn. It's a test and learn for us at the moment, for sure. But no, I agree. Oh, what do I have 2 up for? Can you fly with a cape? No, cannot. Sadly, in my opinion, AOC is no way does anything better than other MMOs. There's a lot of stuff that it does worse, for example. The Artisan skill system is unnecessarily complex, which makes me want do any other than skill level. Well, I guess that's the thing, Prototype. And this is where I was saying before, for some people, they love the idea of a complex crafting system. A complex crafting system makes it meaningful in some way because you really push to your boundaries. So what's your best MMO? What's your most favorite MMO? Say an MMO you love. I actually had someone, and some of the guys were in the chat the other day. It was in the chat yesterday saying, "WoW's the best game ever. Ashes of Creation shit." They were like, "All right, mate. Well, what's wrong with Ashes? What?" He's like, "What's wrong with Ashes of Creation?" He's like, "Oh, WoW's got an esports scene." Okay. Well, what's making you so upset about Ashes of Creation? Oh, but WoW's the best. Ashes of Creation is never going to succeed. It's like, it was pretty funny. Pretty funny. There's armor that exists that do help with healing. If you click on the armor, you can change the rarity and it adds additional stats. Oh, yeah, you can. I do need to play around with it a bit more. To be honest. And I'll move it. Why is this gone so big now? Oh, but you can't in this section? Oh, here. Yeah, so go to Legendary. Pick up some Legendary. Oh, that would be nice. Look at that. So with the rarities as well, it changes the number of stats. Yeah, that's right. So if you get an uncommon, you get 1 stat, added stat bonus. So it's 1 to 6 intelligence. Then you get a rare, it's 2 stats. Heroic is 3. Epic's 3 again, which just increases it. And Legendary 3 again, just increases it again. The positive, and this is to the crafting part. This is the crafting part. This would be very difficult to get in the open world. But you can craft it if you've got the heroics match to make it. I believe it's wisdom for cleric as well. Yeah, wisdom. Where? I know it's in here somewhere. Was there status effects? No, status effects. I don't need status effects. I need... What's XP tables? Crafting, abilities, mobs, hunting. No, I don't think... It's not there as a detail. I think the wiki might have a bit more on it, which I'll bring up later. But that's a good point, because there are things I do want to investigate a bit more. Nah, all good, Goblin. ESO was a wonderful MMO before they tried to tune it into a competitor of Guild Wars 2. After the patches were for low quality. Okay, Elder Scrolls Online. Well, Cassian might be able to answer the question. So Cassian, because I guess I didn't play a lot of Elders. I didn't play a lot of ESO. ESO didn't grab me like it does some of these other ones. Yeah, Goblin, definitely go to the vendor and get a second weapon if you don't have one. But you know what will happen as soon as you buy a weapon from the vendor? That's it. You literally 5 minutes later will pick up another weapon that's going to be better. Happens every time. But yeah, make sure you're carrying 2 weapons, because I actually haven't been able to figure it out. I only looked at it twice. Only once, sorry. But when you're doing, where's my build? Actually, leave that one there. Bring this one over. When you're doing your build, I don't know why it's doing this. So when you're doing your build, I'll go to my other ones. Fighter. Did it show me my stats? I don't know if it showed me my stats. I might be getting confused with the actual game itself. Yeah, I don't think the stats show in here. No, I don't think it does. What are all these consumables? Oh, that was another big thing I just forgot about. I'm just clicking on things now. Yeah, it doesn't have the same page as your... Nah, it doesn't. It doesn't have the same page, but your stats will increase if you stack 2 weapons on top of each other. It's very important. It's very important that you do pick something that obviously is magic, for example. Hey, Lord Blackheart. There's no stats on Codex yet. Yeah, no stats. I thought there might have been, but nah. I understand wanting to give meaning to artisan leveling, but not when it's so complex and difficult that requires your vast majority of your play time to acquire 1 or 2 levels. Yeah, I guess, and that's the thing, Prototype. I guess not everything is always going to be up your alley, for example, if that's the term I'm looking for. I think that's the thing with all new games at the moment. There's a lot of expectation around games, and how long's this got left? How long do I fish for? That's my email. Shit. Must have been recording myself working. Hey, Amber Lloyd, how you going? I think, with games these days, there's a lot of expectation and desire to want a game that meets your needs. And there's a lot of games that you're playing and you're like, oh, that actually isn't what I expected. So I think, for example, here's this cloak. This is what I'm saying. Sorry, just why I'm getting distracted. When you become a citizen of a node, each node has its own cloak. And you use guild currency to buy their cloak. And the reason I became a citizen of Winstead, and this is last week, I was able to purchase the Cloak of Winstead, which gave me 69 max health and 14 physical penetration rating and 5 physical accuracy rating. So that ended up being far better for me to pick that cloak up. So I'm just bringing up another video. Is that the video I want to bring up? I think it's this one. Yeah, we'll give that one a go. We're dead. I actually did not record any gameplay from the weekend, which I was very disappointed about. I don't know why I didn't. I stopped myself to do it as well. Refresh that. But look, I'm hoping Prototype, the game does end up becoming more your style. But it'll be interesting to see. Like, it is an alpha, but at the same time, from a crafting perspective, there's a good chance that's how crafting is going to pretty much go for the whole entire thing. I wonder if you could become a citizen and swap citizenship and still use the old one. So I actually haven't tried it, Amber, but I've been told you can't. I've been told I think you can, but as soon as you take it off, it doesn't go back on again. But that's and that's what I'm saying. That's the problem with the cloak. For me, that being the best cloak across the boards, and just to give you an indication of the different cloaks you can get, let me just bring this over. Good old Codex over again. Jeez, that's bright. So if we go to, let's look up cloak. See what cloaks we got. Oh, unless we just go to database. Where's cloaks? That'll be on the back. So, for example, if we go to level 10, that will filter them out. And here you go. So, you got the Cloak of Halcyon, Joeva, Miralith, New Ayla, and Winstead. Here you've got Max Mana, Magical Power. So, the Halcyon for the clerics would absolutely love the Cloak of Halcyon. Hey, thanks, Prototype. What really gave me the AOC ick was when I encountered quests that were bugged and couldn't be completed. Game has been in development almost 10 years and the devs failed to the most basic aspects of RPGs. OCD about having an empty quest log. Sorry, Prototype. That will hurt. Oh, Grimbringer, welcome. I got you. No, look, I can get that, but I think that's the hard part. As long as if you can appreciate the fact that it's an alpha and not worry about those things and play it for what it is. Because at the end of the day, they are testing mechanics. Mechanics are the biggest thing that they're focusing on with the alphas to make sure they work. And I guess they're the most important things. First, making sure the servers work, making sure that you can run, fight, jump, climb, hit, the map layout, all that. You do want to make sure that stuff works first. So I think that's the hard part. The other cloaks you get are higher rarities as well. The Citizen Cloak is just an easier to obtain. Oh, yes. So this is why. So from an easy... Yeah, so that's exactly why I got the cloak. So from a level 10 perspective, I honestly believe... because you can definitely get this one. You can definitely go get your Ashen Haunts cloak. And I reckon that's just number one. But... for the level 10... I honestly believe these are the easiest way to get the things you want. So depending on what you are as well, you might want the Soul Seeker's cloak. Because I could have also gone the Sanctus Skulker's cloak, which I didn't go. Did we get the Skulker, Tan, Bear Hide, and Linen Bolt? This one doesn't seem too bad to craft, to be honest. But yeah, so from an easy perspective, but gave good stats, yeah, I went straight for these. So the Winstead, max health, physical penetration rating, and physical accuracy rating. That's why I went Winstead. Tanks would probably go on, Constitution. But the other three had a lot of magic. So the House Owned with a healing power rating of 1 to 5. You know, that's magic. That's magic. I didn't mean to say that was magic. I was like, magic, that's good. All the ones they display are common. Can you do it from here? No, you can't. Yeah, look, that's true. I guess the chances of them actually dropping, though, are very rare, very rare. So I wouldn't go out far. I guess from acquiring gear, when I did my build, I did the build based on, I'll just go back to it, based on what was best, but also obtainable. So all my gear that I've put in here for my fighter, this is stuff that I've made the assumption that it's like some of this stuff you could say is BIS on the basic drop without extending it further. Because yeah, I agree. You could really push this. But am I going to go farm level 10 gear at Epic or whatever it is? They might even not even be in the game. But you never know. You never know. Oh, and you could craft it. You could do a good roll. That's for sure. I'll move that over there for a second. They need to overhaul the mage class as well. Setting the spells to limited 30-meter range is ridiculous given the health handicap difference between melee and magic classes. I actually think the 30-meter range is huge prototype. I thought it was actually a lot. I don't know if you went in. I actually believe if you went any further, it would almost be too far. Where you would actually be, you'd outrun anything that would chase you. But look, there's always going to be tweaks. There's always going to be tweaks. But look, I think the range was, well, I personally felt the range was okay. The cloak from the nodes is definitely good, but you can still farm better ones if you want. See, by the time you get it, Zodiac, I honestly reckon you'd be level 20 by that point. 30 meters is crazy from melee to close the gap. From a tank perspective, did I save the tank build? Common builds. If not, I'll just go get the ability. No, I didn't. So I've got a character planner. There was... Oh, even though, actually, if I go to the fighter, it doesn't matter. I'll go to the fighter. So from their lunge abilities, was it the fighter that had the lunge? So yeah, so Blitz, for example. So PvP, if we're going to look at PvP. Blitz is a charge directly towards a target enemy, dealing 100 physical, which has a max range of 30 meters. So it definitely helps close that gap, but it is on the edge of the gap. So I guess someone who is ranged and saw the Blitz coming at you, you could probably step back. Lunging Assault. Oh, that doesn't have a range on it. Was there another? Oh, this one. Leaping Strike. What's that? So it's got a 20-meter range or 30-meter range? Why is that? Leap it to a target location, deal that damage around you while applying snare to target's hit. Apply 3 stacks of snared, the target's hit that was shaken. Movement speed reduced by 25%. Shaken. I don't know why it says 20-meter range and 30-meter range. That one, I have no idea why. It would be fine at 3 meters if there was no sprint in combat. Melee can close the gap faster than a spell can cast, making melee 100% the victor in a PvP every time. It's a min-max range. Gotcha, Zodiac. Gotcha. Okay, so, because you can't do it close. Well, that's the thing, prototype. The hard part is definitely balancing it. Because let's say if the range was further. If it was further, and we're only talking PvP. So we're not talking PvE, we're just talking about PvP. If the range on the mage was further than 30 meters and a melee couldn't close the gap, then I think there'd be a lot of uproar on the other spectrum of saying, well, I can't 1v1 anything that's ranged because they hit, they run, they hit, they run. So look, there's definitely a sweet spot, but at the same time, you're not always going to be the victor. It's always going to have a trade-off somewhere. So you might have and I guess the mage, and look, I haven't played mage personally. It's the only class I have not played yet. But as the mage, I understand, has a lot of AoE, their bonus is absolutely mowing down large groups of people. It is a group-focused gameplay that's intended. So obviously the tank pulls everyone in, the mage comes in with the thing, with the damage, and I think a mage deals ridiculous amounts of damage. And people might even go the opposite end and go, actually the mage is too overtuned, where he's got too much DPS. We need to get rid of him. So it goes one way or the other. You can, if the range was bigger, do you lose your AoE or do you keep your AoE? Or there's a lot of questions to be said or asked for sure. So it's definitely not an easy one. But look, at the end of the day, if you'd like that, it'd be interesting to see how you feel. But I can definitely guarantee people playing other classes would say, nah, not fair. So you can, I feel for devs sometimes. Some days you're going to win, some days you're going to lose. When I was healing, I had a wand. I was pressing Q. Goblin. So what I do, actually, I got a video. Yeah, I'll just do this. I'm literally giving myself my own link so I can check out my own video. Let me just bring this up.
Here's a video for you to get started.
Turn me off. Let me find it for you. Starter weapons, basic settings. Okay, so when you're in game, I've paused it. Open it up. No, go back. So go to in your options, go to combat, and then gameplay, then combat. In here, there's a whole lot of settings that you can add. And you can turn on auto attack. So for example, start auto attack after ranged ability. So I put that on so I don't have to keep smashing Q. But Q is also important because I can't hover it now. But Q is what starts your finishes. So you do 3 auto attacks and there's a chance that you can act on your finisher ability. Let me move that out of the way. To apply the finisher combos? Yes. Okay, Zodiac. I'm going to have to look at my thing for finishers to see what they are. Yeah, so finishers, for example, and I should be able to show you here on the build. I've got too many screens open. So on the build, so for example, my primary weapon I'm using for this one was the sword. So I'm currently got the Kingfisher sword on my fighter. And you start off with your first ability. Why is this? Oh, did I not make these? Or did they go away? Why can't I click on them? Is this bugged? I think there's something wrong with my weapon tree. Oh, I've got to edit, that's why. Don't worry, I figured it out. It wasn't you, it was me. So when you go to your finishes, then these are the ones, for example, as a fighter, I went bleed because a lot of my abilities can turn bleed into hemorrhage or anything like that. So when I click bleed, I have a 25% chance to activate a deadly finisher. And the deadly finisher is on the 3rd attack, you have a chance of activating a deadly finisher that applies bleed. So after the deadly finisher bleed that I've got, so that's by pressing Q, so on the 3rd Q, that's what can happen. And then you can build that out. So what I do, this one gives an extra 10% increase. And then I win another 10% increase, then another 10% increase. And that stacks. So I now have a 55% chance on every time I hit someone with my 3rd Q, I can potentially apply a deadly finisher that puts bleed on the target. If that makes sense. Right. So the only fix is to either spell cast faster or increase the range, and the range is the only thing that can be adjusted without really breaking any possibility of balance. The issue is there's 300, 400 HP difference between melee classes versus the magic classes, which is why melee wins 100% of the time. No matter how much damage a mage does, they're still at the significant disadvantage at the moment. Well, I was watching a video today, and just one of the what's it called, interviews, and they had the mechanic, scissor paper rock mechanics, where no matter what, scissors will beat paper, but paper will beat rock. And I'll have that rotation. So you're not always going to win. So that may be the class that you're always going to be weaker against. Hey, that's Salty Slayer. Thanks, buddy. Thank you very much. The melee leaps could be reduced. Didn't realize they were 30 meters as well. Yeah, look, I personally haven't put any points into those leaps because we're at low level. PvP isn't the focus at the moment for me. I guess PvP is going to come once we start doing node wars, guild wars, and stuff like that. So that's why I was just saving them to the end. But yeah, look, the leaps could be dangerous. I think for them, it depends on who gets the hit first. Like if you're a mage, you might be able to get the hit off first, stun them, for example, or like a ranger. A ranger might be able to stun and then apply a whole lot of these abilities and mow them down straight away. But I think there is a good point. If it's equal 30-30, might be a bit dangerous. So I think they're probably some of the things you definitely look out for when it comes to updates. You might find it moves to 25 meters. One thing I noticed, a lot of people like to move in increments of like 5 or 10. It's definitely, if they only need to move it by 1 point and it's 29 meters, they definitely need to test that. Melee armor has little magic resist though, so they are high DPS and hit hard at heavy armor. So I think one thing maybe we need to do, actually this weekend coming, I was actually thinking to mainly focusing on crafting, but we may even need to do some testing when it comes to PvP, see where that sits. So it's worth the try. And DPS, prototype, definitely feel free to jump in if you want to do some of that testing. It's just the point of the mages to be a ranged DPS that stay out of the fight while being in the fight. Yeah, like I said, we'll just have to test and see how we go. I think this makes sense mostly. I think with the finishes, I choose Mena, but I can't check right now. Yeah, that's a hard part. So on the second finisher, I also picked Mena as well, Goblin. Come on, guys, weekend's over. Can you now play real games again? Throne or WoW? Are they the real ones, are they, Youngster? Hey, we need to do a debrief, Youngster. We have to do a debrief. And we need to figure out what's going on. This game's very important. So we need to make sure we're all on top of it. We're reporting bugs. We're identifying issues. We're coming up in with feedback. We're building hype. We're playing the game already, even though we're not here. What was the level cap in the alpha? 25. So Westy, it's going to take a while to get there. I'm loving the Ashes of Creation, but finding gear is really hard. Finding gear is really hard, Salty Slayer. It is really hard. You got two options. You can buy it. Oh, no, you got three options. I lied. You can buy it, you can craft it, or you can get it. I think, for example, what we're doing now, where I just died, is an area that you can start farming. So one of the point of interest. So if you go to the point of interest where you got the 3-star mobs, that's where you more likely find gear. So drops are much rarer than usual MMOs. It's a definite thing. But one thing I've found with it, it is really rewarding when you get a drop. It's exciting. I've never not been excited when something drops. So it's really good. Look, I personally, I like that style. It forces me to work, enjoy myself at the same time, because the fighting mechanics are quite fun. And then when it drops, it's like, yeah, we just won. Hey, good morning, Anti-Fusion. Good morning. Yes, it's 8:41 p.m. Are you a PTR tester? No, Goblin. Unfortunately not. I only got in on day 1 prior to the 8th, was it? Not the 8th, the 25th. So we got in one day for PTR on the 24th of October, but that was the only day. Throne is pure garbage. So bad, like the comparison. AOC is way more fun than Throne. Not my opinion, it's a fact. I'd like to say it was a fact, Prototype. I'd like to say it was a fact, but unfortunately, I don't think you could. You'd have to back it up with a bit more data. Finding gear becomes a little easier at 10 plus when you can mass farm elites. At that very high level, zones apparently gear drops like crazy and it's easy. We're definitely getting a lot more gear drops at the point of interest we were at yesterday in UA, that's for sure. Yeah, I don't know if Zodiac's been definitely grinding a lot more of those point of interest than I have. But yeah, I definitely noticed there was a few more drops. Got to remember we are still in low levels. Yeah, look, you definitely get drops if you're the Gremlins just outside of Lionhold. They definitely give you some good drops. The gender, it has ended, my friend. It has ended. Ended 8 hours and 12 minutes ago. I believe. Even white loot has pog value. It's pretty good. You like the old school vibe. I'm really excited about this game. Look, Nurcon, there's a reason we're streaming it right now because it's good. It's good. Was there time for my mayor vote to end? Had to set up a new PC. No, you can't vote anymore. It's been selected. Zara ended up getting the mayor for Joeva. I re-rolled a tank because I struggled to find farm groups as a mage. Oh, Cassian. Well, mage, I don't know why, because mage is good for farming if you can get, but at the same time, tank is the class that I can't find them anywhere. My data just trust me, bro. But seriously, I played Throne the whole time I was watching in pain because it was such agonizing experience. Well, I guess, like I said, prototype, it depends on the individual. Some people are going to love it. Like, I think it's amazing. I really enjoy it. I like it. But it's not going to be for everyone. I had mates in some chats today, and all they were talking about was Need for Speed. I was like, do I care? Yeah, not really. But hey, I can still appreciate the game. It won't be my style. But if it's not your style, it's not your style, I guess. Thoughts on the game compared to Throne? They're completely different to gender. It's differently different. The way I compare it is Throne Liberty is you can level from 1 to 50 in 5 to 8 hours, easy, no problem. And you're at max level, done. And then you start doing your end game grind of dungeons and stuff like that. So you get there very quickly. And after that, it's just how quick you can progress. Like, it's just leveling from there. I feel like with Ashes of Creation, it extends your game starts from the time you get in. It's not a matter of rushing to max level. It's definitely a journey. It takes you on for a period of time, and requires you to participate in the world, so the world develops around everybody. It's definitely not a solo experience. Excited, Goblin. Me too, mate. Me too. There's too many mages and rangers. People want tank, bard, or cleric. That's true. So I've been a fighter. Being a fighter is definitely hard to get into. You do need to almost force yourself into a group. I ended up getting into a group. We were doing a highway. They wanted to do a highway. And the tank was a level 8, and a few of the others were level 8. And I was like, I'm here to get XP. And I did want the drops, but yeah, there was too slow to farm. It was way too slow to farm at that point. But yeah, tanks and bards, highly sought after. Very highly sought after. You're a bard or a tank. Clerics, yes, but I think tank and bards are almost number one. Just because the mena below level, the mena drain essentially across everybody almost requires you to have a bard. Alpha isn't over. It's the end of the weekend. Oh yeah, good point, Ezekiel. Good point. Yeah, it's not over. It's just this weekend is over. We'll be back. We'll be back Friday or Saturday. I can't find bards and see an abundance of rangers. Really? When I first jumped into the game the other day, I felt like bards were everywhere. I had 4 bards in my party. I was like, oh, this is not good. But bards seem to be dropping down. Some people say they love it. I don't like it as much from a playstyle perspective. It's not my type of playstyle. And this is where everyone gets a choice of what is your playstyle. Since the party's pretty much ignoring all other mobs, even from low level, and kind of want to test that. Sorry. I was looking forward to tank. I want to perma farm 3-star mobs next wipe. Yeah, I saw them at Highway. People that literally just waiting for the 3-star. They didn't care about anyone else. It's like, why wouldn't you fight everyone else? Level 1 to 50 is tutorial. What in Throne Liberty, Cassian? I guess from that point, like for me, I want a story like I'm playing. I feel like Throne Liberty, it's once you get to 50, it's just grinding. You're doing the same things over and over. Like, it's not that I didn't enjoy it. It's just I felt like I wasn't getting anywhere other than improving my my power. Enjoy the experience, the world, fish, the flowers, the trees. Haha, Husey. I was playing solo. Yeah, it does make it a bit hard if you're playing solo. You do need to get those drops. Hey, Win. How you going, buddy? Hey, Velikai. I tried tanking church yesterday at level 10, but the party kept pulling enemies and killing me. it was quite frustrating. Oh, that is bad. That sucks because there's no reason why you can't tank. But were you doing it as tank, Valakai? Were you as tank? Because you didn't have a tank the other day. What were you? You were something else the other day. No, you were cleric. Bard was so much fun managing. Oh, you were a tank. But you getting killed? Were they not, was the healer not looking after you? Bard was so much fun managing mana, healing, DPS. Oh, look, it's a very important class. It's a very important class. Having a good tank as your party is very helpful. Zodiac is a legendary tank. But they do need the cleric for mass farming. Bard is a necessity no matter what. Unless you want major downtime when farming. Yeah, 100%. Frey was doing a ridiculous job on that yesterday. I was eating ration to combat mana depletion. Didn't think it was very long to sit, just like 30 seconds. People complaining about it. I thought it was fine. Well, that's the thing, Goblin. I think a lot of people are used to the fast gameplay. Like even WoW these days, you jump on for a weekend and you max level. So there's no skill required. There's no adventure, exploration, or anything happening. You can literally you set on your path and you know what you need to do. Where this is different, you're not told what to do. And I think that's where people find it a bit different. And that's what I like about it is like you're not told what to do. The content's there, but you get to decide how it's going to get done. Like the fact that you walk up and you find a guy that's got a scroll, you read the scroll, it gives you a quest. It's like, oh, sweet. I made a 10 plus highway group last night. Experience was crazy good. Got 50% from level 10 to 50 in about an hour or so. But I had to make the group calls of it. I'm a fighter. Well, that's Amber. I almost have to make every single one of groups I'm in. And I feel like that's the only way you're going to get yourself a group is if you spend the time making a group. I wish it was as easy just walking along, type, hey, looking for group, bang, you get a group. It's very, very minimal. We had 2 bards, it was fine, but our rangers would pull another group to kill more. But with no cleric, I just died and got sick of it. Yeah, that sucks. That sucks a lot. Yeah, I think people really desire the fastness. I played Vanilla WoW and missed a little bit of over the years. Some things I don't miss, but overall I like the direction of Ashes. Yeah, look, Ashes, and this is the thing. We can judge Ashes now on what it's currently got, but in 2-3 years' time, it's going to be completely different. New content, new graphics, updates, buffs, nerfs. There's a lot of things that are going to come, and we're just going to be here to develop the game. And what's the craziest part? The craziest part is Steven is not a developer. He's just a bloke with got a lot of money and loves MMOs. And the fact that someone who loves MMOs has a lot of money has definitely made the right choice to go make a game. Hey, I'm sure he's learned a lot. It sounds like from a business perspective, he knows his stuff. And it sounds like he knows what he wants from an MMO. So at the end of the day, what more could you ask for? He's not about the let's push something that's going to just make money for the investors. It's let's make something that he's going to enjoy. And to be honest, it looks like he's enjoying it. So if he's enjoying making the game, it should be a pretty good game. Was the skill build fine for you, by the way? Oh, yes, Zodiac. There was a trio at the killing fields attacking everyone. I swapped to PvP and managed to kill all 3 of them at once. My only angelic grace was my OCD when it comes to how I customize my hotbar spell lineup. Hey, Prototype, you must have done all right. You must have done all right to kill 3 people as a mage. I was going to say, you're saying that 30 meters wasn't far enough, but you end up killing 3 people in PvP. Yeah, the team was fine. Just showed them the importance of cohesive group. Definitely. Try touch. I think when this is fully released, it wouldn't be that hard to find a group. Yeah, look, I think with most games, and I'm pretty sure they'll implement into this game, is how do you get they'll have to put grouping systems. They'll be looking for group board or something like that. I think Throwing Liberty was good at that. They had the matchmaking board, or you put the ads out. I think that was good. That made things a lot easier when getting in those dungeons. End of vision, yes, Ezra, 100%. Having that vision is 100% number one. Nurcon, get in, my friend. Get in. Welcome in. Thinking about today, just feeling to get when almost killing a target, the pulling mobs because there's actual risk to leveling. Yes, there is. So, like, when I finished up last night, I was in, what was it, 20k XP debt. I was like, no. I got rezzed. Who was it? It was Lethals. I literally died. It was actually doing this. I died. It was my second death. I got rezzed. I was talking to chat, and then, so I clicked revive. But the mobs that killed me were literally standing on my body. So as I revived, I died instantly. Oh, so now when I get back in, I've got to farm that 20k again. There'll be a bulletin board according to the wiki. Ah, nice. For like various, yeah, no, well, that's good. A bulletin board is very good. The risk reward is such a rush in these games. And you got a point. It's a very good point. It actually, rather than going around and just aimlessly grinding and not worrying about it, you do worry about death. So you actually play it a lot more safer. Something I would love for them to do ASAP is a friend social list, as well as showing levels in the guild. Yeah, I think it was phase 3 that they said they're going to have the guilds fully completed and implemented, those systems. But yeah, once they get the chat all fixed up and stuff like that, like it'd be nice to be able to click on someone's name in the chat and click invite, for example. But yeah, no, I completely agree. Dude, it isn't far enough. All 3 of them were up my backsides the whole fight, but there was downfall because my lightning spell hits for 2 times damage to the main target and 1 time damage to secondary, causing the shock. Well, that's the thing, Prototype. It's not meant to make it easy just for you. Because let's just say, if you killed all 3 of them, I'd like to think they were going to be up your backside. Like, if you were running around, they couldn't catch you and you still could kill all 3 of them, then that'd be OP. The thing would get, there's no way the mage would be able to be so overpowered. The fact that you killed all 3 of them, them being up your backside shouldn't be the issue. I can guarantee they're probably sitting there saying, oh, the mage is overpowered because you killed all 3 of them. What's better, WoW or Ashes? Doomboy, that is a very hard question, my friend. That is a very hard question. Because they're both very good. And by answering that question, you're definitely making the assumption that one of them is not that good. Because they're both very good in their own rights. I think the way they work, they're both different. I think they are both different. As an example, fighter is meant to beat mage, mage is meant to beat bard, bard beat tank, and so on. I think neither's better, really. Different audiences, yeah. You're 100% on the audience. The crowd that games like this bring, and I saw this with PAX Day as well. PAX Day was a similar one that I touched. Definitely brings a more mature audience to it, and the audience are a lot more serious. A lot more serious in gameplay and how things work. So very critical, but very supportive, but more mature at the same time. It's not like COD or Grand Theft Auto. Completely different audience. Fortnite, yeah, it's crazy. You just imagine the content. And you just go to YouTube and you just see the comments. Even the people in the chat now, you get to see how people comment and talk about the game and respond to the game. It still would be nice to get a shot off before they went from max range to my face at one point. You did have 3 people, Prototype. You did have 3 people. It's a little unfair they are not on equal ground with their intended audience. What do you mean by that? It's a little unfair they're not on equal ground with their intended audience. Kind of wish I could have got into a guild. LOL, playing solo is there. Prototype, mate, we are on Castus and you can jump in anytime, mate. Anytime. !! Discord or the big link below the stream. Click on that, get in the Discord, and we can get you in 100%. There's always people in there asking who wants to group up, who wants to group up. Now, I feel bad sometimes because I'm already in a group and I'm like, my intention is like, I'll go play with you, but I can't play with you because I'm playing with these guys. But yeah, no, there's always people in there saying, no, anyone doing something. So feel free. I think it's important to point out with the different audience, it's unfair to diss on WoW and its inclusion of pay to win somewhat. It's a time thing and people want to have fun with what they want to have. Oh, definitely. Some people don't have 300 hours to level in a game like Ashes. Look, I completely agree there. I think the hard part is you're never ever going to be able to accommodate for everybody. Look, like I said, I'm not dissing WoW. I love WoW. WoW, sorry, not WoW. I every season Discovery release, took the day off and we'll grind season Discovery all the way. Got best gear, so I'm an audience of both. I'll sit on the fence and play both games. Well, I'm in the backyard of both. But yeah, they're completely different. But the audiences are different. But no, definitely not saying WoW's bad. But WoW's definitely not bad. It's the only issue is they are different audiences, and yeah, you cannot. I don't think. Oh, you're not going to bring everyone across, and then you got loyal people that won't play anything else. WoW's bad. WoW's number one. Watch MMO. Play account, establish esports scene when Ashes is on the level, maybe 20. I just WoW for me personally, it's just not fun anymore. It's not my swag anymore, so I quit it. Been waiting for the next WoW and it hasn't come low. Doomboy, look, I think there's a lot of people. It's not that they want to knock WoW off. They just want someone to come in with something new. I completely agree. Because the amount of hours and content people put into WoW and enjoyed WoW, people want to get that same feeling that they had when they originally played WoW. Because to get that feeling playing WoW again is going to be very difficult because you're playing the same game. But when a new game comes out and grabs you like WoW did, and that whole fantasy and exploration and everything, I guess a lot of people want that. And it's like, how do you capture that? And who's going to do it first? Who's going to do it best? Like the Riot MMO, Ashes of Creation. As I said, there's a Warhammer MMO coming out. They're all going to hit differently, but hopefully one of them hits hard enough to go, yep, that's what we want. WoW created its own individual thing. Oh, did you see these braces? How good are these braces? Whoop. Do you think the time it takes to level tunes will kind of stop people having alts? Yeah, Westy, people will have alts, but it definitely will deter people from creating a second class. But I can see some people may create a second class just to specify, not to level, but just to get their crafting skills up, potentially. One nice thing I'll say about AOC is the lack of pay to win made the playtime enjoyable. Yeah, no pay to win is great. Are they wiping characters for the next alpha play date? Yes. So 20th of December, they will be according to the video the other day, is that they are going to be wiping everything for the 20th. So the 20th of December is going to be a big week. I was going to say a big day, but a big week. Maybe as a solo player, but when you have an established group, them taking ults won't be uncommon since you're going to be too far in levels. I'll be far in levels. Yeah, I guess you got some speed leveling and stuff like that, but it's a matter of what do you want the ult for. I'm not necessarily a big ult guy. Like I really just put all my effort in one character. I go, that's my character, and that's the one I'm going to play. I'm going to grind, make sure he's number one. If it gets to a point where I need a second ult, that's when I do it. But yeah, I'm all for having my main character, and that's pretty much it. I used to play WoW, was top 1% of rating when it was heavy pay to win. We used to sell mythic raids weekly, but Ashes is great because it reminds me of grinding, the risk feel of the older days of WoW. I don't think people were dissing either game when comparing. Nah, definitely not dissing. Maybe dissing is the wrong word we're using. But you know, but look, and that's what I'm saying. That's when someone goes, "Can you compare one or the other?" We've got to be careful. It's like we're not saying one's bad. Where the opinion is, and I think this is across the board, is saying I enjoy both, or I enjoy one more than another. With this, I enjoy both. In truth, WoW stolen most of the stuff from EverQuest. Oh, that's a big statement, Blackheart. Look, doesn't everyone steal everything from everyone else? I think what happens is things work. Whether it's a mechanic or style of gameplay, If they work, then you got to see it. And then they just, it's like chocolate cake. Someone makes a chocolate cake, but someone put icing on it. Oh, but then someone put cherries on it. Well, but someone put cream in the middle. So someone stole it from somebody, you know what I mean? Fine because it helps casual players, but some people are heavy against it. Yeah, I'm against it, Amber Lord. I'm against it. I don't like the idea that I can potentially, it's sitting there in the background going, I can go buy that. So it doesn't necessarily help. You can say it helps casual players, but it doesn't help casual players because then everyone else is buying it anyway. And usually casual players might not be able to afford it and buy it anyway, so we're even further behind. Trying to find the feeling of these old MMOs will never happen because we are not the same people we were back then. Nostalgia of really what you were searching for. Nothing will ever amount to the feeling you had with your first immersive experience, and you'll always be looking. That's true, Nurcon. Look, and that's why it's so difficult. But look, I really enjoy new games. Getting in on day one on a new game there's nothing better. Seeing everyone spawn in the world at level 1 and absolutely just swarming. They go left, right, up, down, and you're experiencing things for the first time. Oh, it's just the best. It's the best. Hey, Major Swift. Good, buddy. Good. We're used to fast teleport and quick traveling. I don't think people will take the slow pace. It's like WoW, Classic, or SOD. It's what? BC, the slow pace. Is Phase 2 done? Arnie, Phase 2 isn't even started yet. So we're in Alpha 2 Phase 1, and it's only on weekends. So the servers closed today. They closed about 9 hours ago. They roughly closed about 9 hours ago, and they'll reopen again on Friday, Saturday, depending what time zone you're in. We live in a world where everyone needs to work 8 to 10 hours. No chance to grind a game that hard. Definitely Youngstar. Unless you're a high schooler. Go back to the days when you were 16. But that's the problem. That's what I'm saying. There's a different generation that plays these type of games now. Or it's not different. It's the same generation. The new generation don't get into these games as much. But like back in the day when you would get into WoW, you might have been 16 and that's all you do. The whole weekend would just be WoW. Every night till midnight be WoW. So definitely a lot less responsibilities. Everyone that is a lower level than the highest dude in the party gets reduced XP. So you're progressing through the level at the same speed. So that was interesting last night, Zodiac. So from a testing perspective, so we had Fatal in there who's level 16 and I was 13. He was getting up to 6,000 XP and I was getting about 4.8k. So from a ratio perspective, we're probably getting the same ratio per level. I've no idea for a game and I only need 50 mil USD to pay for the development, advising and marketing. So bake sale anyone? Prototype, if I had 50 mil to buy a cake, it better be delicious. That's all I can say. Hey, but if I had 50 mil, I'll do the same thing. If I had a spare few mil, I'd definitely start with something. I actually noticed something different yesterday while in a group of 2 with 3 level differences. If I stuck to healing only and the lower level did the kill, we both got high XP. Interesting. Tried New World, Doom Boy. I actually don't mind New World. That's what New World really got me hooked. So I'm moving some things around, just in case there's anyone on YouTube watching and commenting. No, YouTube dies in the ass. YouTube's horrible when it comes to streaming. I'll show an example what YouTube does for me. We've had 4 viewers in total. Currently 0 people watching, 0 comments. But if you ever get interested, YouTube exists. But yeah, no, I really like New World. But because there's so many games out at the moment, there's just, I just can't. There's not enough time to play them all. That's my biggest issue. We were killing a mob yesterday. Had a level 16 who got 6 XP, while some in the party at 15 got 5.4. So it felt like it was same ratio. So what if it takes longer by you playing an hour a day or whatever, 5 hour a week? Oh, what's Archivist? So what if it takes longer by you playing an hour a day or whatever, 5 hour? So because I'm dumb. Hey, thanks, Doom Boy. Can you explain that question again? Because I want to answer it. Playing New World right now. Well done, Blackheart. Loving the moo. Something I was wanting while playing the Bard was the ability to swap from group to solo grind profiles. Interesting. So, when you say solo profiles, what do you mean by the profile, loving the moo? So as in like you could leave your party? How would that work? I'm going to Elon Musk to pitch him an idea. 50 mil to him and like a quarter to me. Fuck. He could take, to be honest, I don't think he would care if he got the 50 mil. I was watching a video the other day of Elon Musk and he said he had to pay like $10 billion in tax. I'm like, if you're paying $10 billion in tax, how much money are you actually making? Where you live YouTube, so I hopped on here. Oh no, Husey, don't stress about YouTube. I just put it on there. It's just a secondary source if anyone wants to find me. I literally farm everyone to Twitch anyway. Hey, a koi car. A koi core. Thanks, buddy. To be honest, someone needs to make a Twitch name that really gets people. I was watching a video the other day. Peloton. If anyone's got a Peloton bike, apparently I don't know how it works exactly, but Peloton, you get on your bike, you ride, and you see everyone around the world, and you have an instructor, a live instructor, and the live instructor is reading things out, but people are changing their name in Peloton to get the person on Peloton to say like Hugh Anus, for example. It's like, oh, Hugh Anus, it's your birthday. How you going? That was pretty funny. Sidetrack. From group to solo skills. Oh, okay, yeah, gotcha. I understand from group to solo skills. I get what you're saying now. Yes, we actually had the same thing in our party, Loving the Moo, where they said we were farming. It's like, oh, am I going to have to move to my AoE abilities now? So, yeah, so I guess, for example, WoW, even throwing Liberty, you can make different hotbars. So you can go one hotbar to another hotbar. So, yeah, good point. That's actually a good point. That's a very good point. No, I agree there. Definitely agree. Yeah, look, I knew I was the only dumb one in the room. Thanks for the tip of going to the farm, buying XP boost food, sat grinding mobs all day with the send me an invite, Sunday quest, Monday fishing, low, and trades. Woo. Yeah, so make sure, and this is one thing, what was his name? He's giving me shit but at the beginning, but then I think he liked me in the end. Gravel, I think his name was. He gave me the tip. Go buy novice scrolls that give you a strength boost, for example, and then go buy the food that will give you a physical buff as well. The food gives you a 60-minute buff, and the scrolls give a 180-minute buff. So it increases your power a lot. Last I checked, his net worth is like 500 billion. Wow. Look, he likes Diablo, so there's a chance if you got a good game, he may think about it. To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised if Elon Musk went and created his own game. But at the same time, he plays Diablo just because, okay, de-stress, forget about the world. So there may be a reason why he plays. He may not create the game, but he may create the game. Was a comment on people saying it takes long to level and whatnot. What does it matter if it takes longer by you playing less and taking longer to level up? I don't understand why people are so high up on that, some people. Yeah, no, good point. I personally find it great as it's more meaningful. Look, I completely agree, Archivist. I like it. I enjoy the grind, the length of getting from 9 to 10. It actually feels very meaningful hitting 10 rather than going, oh, I got to 2. Oh, I got to 3. Oh, I got to 4. Oh, now I'm 27. Oh, now I'm 31. No, I agree. It's very meaningful and it requires you to make decisions throughout your leveling experience to get to that level. Where usually you just do the quest line and you get to level. You don't need to really think about leveling, you just do. But when Ashes of Creation, when the leveling experience is so far apart, you now have to strategically make decisions of, am I going to grind mobs? Am I going to do quests? Am I going to do commission boards? Am I going to do some artisan skills? What are you going to do in that level, that between those levels to get to where you need to be? So that's the best part about it, I think. I feel the same way. I personally don't mind whatever takes time as long as you're having fun. Mage needs better AoE spells. I looked into the higher level spells and they're all crap. It's definitely a test. It's definitely a test prototype. Prototype, I know you said you don't like the game, but it sounds like you played a lot of the game. I'm struggling to understand why you didn't like it, because I reckon you've killed 3 people. I would be stoked if I killed 3 people. How's the testing so far for the past weekend? Miko, it's good. It's good. Look, each weekend has been different. Each weekend has definitely been different of how I played it. Whether it's a new character, whether it's look, we ran for mayor this week as well. We tested that system. We did more grinding in the last 2 weeks. I didn't do a lot of grinding, but we found some nice points of interest where they've got different drops. Grail, yes, that was him. Where are the scrolls from? So for the scrolls, let me get the map up. Why have I not got it here? So if I go to the map, let's bring the old. That's not the map. That's the map. Let's go point of interest. Hide all nodes, and we'll just go to vendors and crafting. So for when you're in the game at Briarmore Farms, why is the line for Briarmore Farm? There's meant to be a node line here. I'm confused. So either way, in Briarmore Farms, why is it? There's a line missing. All right. In Briarmore Farms, there's a laboratory vendor at this little circle. And then on the jetty over here at the wharf, there's a cookhouse vendor as well. So go to the cookhouse vendor, buy your food. Can you click on him? No. And then there's a laboratory vendor here who have the scrolls. Go them. They're very cheap. Stock up now. Stock up now while they're available. They're on special. With leveling different strokes with different folks, like I do not like leveling WoW. It's boring, but I may like it. Ashes, it seems different, but it's too early for me to tell. Look, and I think that's the thing. It is very early still. It is very early. So I guess we are judging on the current state of the game and how it plays and what it does. So we do need to take that consideration of like leveling, quests and stuff like that. Look, I can definitely say now I'd like the questing experience to be better, but I have confidence it will be. So I can see the contents there. Game starts at level 1, not 50, and that's great. Yes. Very, very good. That's exactly what I've been saying. It's a revolutionary concept, honestly, and the story is actually based off a book trilogy I'm writing. Figured I'd finish my first book and pitch him an idea and give him a signed copy of my book too. Oh, you may be able to sell it to him for a few million. What's there to do in the game? I only played for like 6 hours and got to level 8, grinding mobs, but I have no idea what there's to do other than mob grinding. Are there dungeons, open world mobs? Yes, there 100% is. If there are any more activities to do, the game does a bad job at highlighting the different activities to do, which is understandable for an alpha. So there is the open. It's definitely exploration is the key at the moment. If you're out there grinding and doing your thing, exploration is the key. It's talking to the NPCs is a big one. There's hidden pocket dungeons that I've seen within the game that you can definitely do. Grinding mobs is definitely a big thing at the moment. All the quests aren't there. The leveling experience is mainly grinding mobs. Then you hit level 10. Then you become a citizen of a node. Crafting is an artisan skills, also another large thing to do. So it's a matter of actually going finding those things within the game to how to progress. So you can go further. And as I was saying is, you'll notice a massive power increase as soon as you get better weapons, for example. And the best way to get weapons, other than drops, is crafting them, guaranteed crafts. So it's definitely a combination of the whole lot, but there's still plenty to do in the alpha from that perspective. And then they'll become the node wars and the guild wars and stuff like that. Mages can't be crazy mobility AoE and be able to nuke everything. No class should be a king. Trying to give every class a unique thing, bring a table. Not hating, just trying to explain the design. Yeah, look, it depends on what you play. Hey, Prototype, you should try a tank. You might like a tank. Played all weekend. It's my first game time getting into the game. I was solo, got my mage, level 9, maxed out the whole line, completed for all my stamina leveling. My wand was halfway maxed and got like 6 artisan skills to level 4. That's pretty good, Prototype. I don't know how... Oh, to level 4. You got to get him to level 10 so you can turn him into apprentice. care to speculate? In the future near Phase 3, what type of guild tools do you imagine Steve will implement? He said he had a super game plan to help lead a guild. There's one thing when leading a guild, for example, is stats. You definitely need to know who's contributing, who's not contributing. Game time, kills, deaths, resources spent, stuff like that. You definitely need those in there. You definitely need like a guild planner, for example. A lot of people, like for what I'll be doing this week, is creating a spreadsheet of who's doing what artisan skills, what status they hold in the guild, all those different things. So if that is held within the game itself, I think that would be wild. Actually assigning roles, setting out their skills, mapping out the game plans. If you can do all that within a guild structure within the game without having to go off to the side and make a spreadsheet, I think that will be wild in itself. I think that would be crazy. AFK fishing while you make a brew is awesome. How good is that? So I actually did not think AFK fishing was going to be good. I thought, not AFK fishing. Like, that sucks. Like, why would you want to go fish? But then I was working from home the other day, and I was like, I can AFK fish. Like, I am literally getting XP. I'm getting fish. We had someone in the guild, Old Man Observer. He racked up, I think, 1.4, so 1 gold and 46 silver, for example. So it's also profitable. So you just sit there, you get XP, you get your fishing up, and you sell it all, and yeah, it's a win-win. So actually was very good. So it actually took away the FOMO that you feel from, I'm not in the game, I'm not contributing in a way. Nah, you go and AFK fish, and then you actually feel comfortable walking away from the game because you're actually still doing something. So it was, surprisingly, it literally changed my mind from I hate it, I don't want it in the game, to trying it and going, yeah, I'm glad it's here. Perfect thing to be. Damn, how much the game evolved since a few months. I stopped following due to hype, and look at this. Still wish to see it released to be able to play. 100%, Chew. 100%. It's so good. And look, I'm glad you come back, so thanks for jumping in. I agree. I want all the nice stuff you said in game. Yeah, that would be good. Hey, Pumpkin. How you going, buddy? That's what I was talking about. The artisan skills take way too much time to level to apprentice. I understand making it to take a long time to get your Grandmaster, but to just get the apprentice take away too long. You literally have to spend a whole 8 hours to get a 2 in symbiote skills to level 10. Yeah, but like I said, some people enjoy the grind, some people don't. So with the fishing, Lord Blackheart, your fishing rod has durability. So just the same as Pax Day. Once your durability runs out, you got to go repair your rod and come back. I found that you can literally go straight next to a vendor, fish next to the vendor, you turn around, repair it, do it again. How's AFK fishing? Can you fish by yourself? Yes, yeah, that's 100% what I was doing earlier. So if you need to go to the bathroom, you got to go have dinner, you literally just make sure your rod's repaired, you go down the lake, and bang. He just sits there, he reels in the fish, puts it in his bag, and keeps going, and just back and forth. It only stops when the rod loses durability. Every 15 minutes or your timeout, log off. Really? Loving it? I've had that. So I've had it 2 different ways, loving the moo. I had it kicked me midway through the fish, but I've also had it where it's bugged and it just continually kept fishing. Have you been doing playing healer or on the new server? A good holy shift. Like you're playing healer on Castus. And are you on Castus? Oh, are you in the guild, Holy Shifting? Or are you in your own guild? Because if you're not in a guild, mate, get in. And if anyone is not in a guild or wants to join our guild, we are playing on Castus. Oh, well, mate, are you on the Discord? Make sure you get in Discord. Well, listen to this one. I'll get through it. So if you want to join the guild, jump in the Discord, !Discord will open up the link, or click on the big yellow button below. Get in, and then we'll make sure I'll be putting a whole lot of links in the a whole lot of links. I'm going to get some forms and bits and pieces. We're going to formalize a few bits and pieces for the guild, and we'll get you set up in the spreadsheet, and we'll have everything fine and dandy. I'm actually looking at getting a website as well, so we'll put a website together. We're making it official, ladies and gentlemen. We're making it official. You fish, you stand there. It's so good. It's great. It's Alpha 2, so I think you're all pulling real data only now when they have a very large amount of players online. But it's more profitable to fish manually or same. No, there's only one way you can do it. It's just you do it, it's automatic. You stand there, you don't touch it. You do not touch it. You just walk away and you let it fish by yourself. So that's what I'm saying. If you're working from home, it's a great task to do. I was on Vira as well, prototype, but because all the majority of the guild members were starting on the 8th, we went over to Castus to start it with everyone that's on the 8th. Also playing. Well, get them in, Holy Shifter. Get them in. Mate, there's plenty of room. There's plenty of room. More the merrier. The more we have, the better. Because when the game's released, 300 to a guild. 300 to a guild. So my goal is to make it a strong, solid guild. Not just a group of people that just put into the guild, and you might see them once in a while, have no idea who they are. At the end, 300 solid people that would love to play together, doing justice. Some will be PvP, some will be PvE, because I know some people that only are going to play just for the crafting aspect. What have I missed? I'm looking forward to this Saturday, planning my morning already. Oh, Westy. That's what I'm meant to be doing. But how long have I been streaming for? An hour and 20 minutes. We haven't got there yet. A slower arcade fishing and a fishing skill mini game that can be improved upon. Yeah, look, there definitely needs, if you can add a mini game within the fishing, I think that would be good in itself. It will allow people to pick up rarer fish. So I think that the AFK fishing would be good just for the basic stuff. But if you're out there to get some rare stuff, I think you need to contribute in some way. And I've seen Death and Taxes start showing their faces. Yes, Death and Taxes are definitely hit. I've currently got a 20,000k XP debt. I died 3 times in a row. It was horrible. So what's your plans for the guild? Are you wanting to be a major guild with the influence, or cut out your own little section of the land and just do your own thing? A bit of both, Amber. I don't want to be like that. I never ever want a Zerg guild. I never ever want a guild where people look at and go, oh, it's those guys. But at the same time, I want it to be a guild where people go, oh, that's a guild I want to be in. So definitely cap it at the 300. For example, Pirate Gaming, he's going to create 4 guilds. 3 of them are alliances to the main guild, or they're all alliances to each other. But yeah, no, we'll definitely be a dominant force, but at the same time, for the right reasons. That's the goal. So, you know the movie 300? So something like that. Tip for fishing, work to get your novice fishing rod. It takes durability from 60 to 100. So how do you get your novice fishing rod? I assume there's a fishing vendor somewhere. I haven't even looked. But the problem is I don't want to level... sorry. Yes, I'm an idiot. For some reason I was thinking apprentice. Yeah, I'll go get the novice fishing rod. Fishing don't even need to leave line hold. There's a place to fish right there next to the vendor. So that's what I was doing, loving the move. I was doing it there. And then I went and did it at Briarmore. Was it Briarmore? Yeah, Briarmore Farms. That was good too. There's some very try-hard teams from what I've seen. Yeah, definitely. Look, I get it. I think that's when the role play comes in and people go, I'm better than the others and this. I'm not interested in that. I'm there to play the game. And then when it comes to actually having to do a PvP battle, just get in there and win. Don't talk shit. Just when it comes to the time, I'll fight you in the battlefield. And then we'll do it that way. But as long as everyone's having fun, I think there's so many things to worry about. And as soon as the politics of guilds and all that start creeping in, that's when things start to get a bit messy. So you're there to play a game. You're there to increase, to build and grow that way. So I think that's important. That's why I enjoy making gold crafting. I do dungeons to get the things to make gold. I do raids to get the things to make gold. I like the cha-ching. So maybe the economic node is probably best for you, Goblin. The economic node sounds perfect for you. Ayo, where the heck is the treasure at the X marks the spot quest? I was losing my mind trying to figure out where the end of the quest was. Did I do that one? I feel like I did the other week, but I can't remember. Prototype. Have you not been farming Highwayman? I actually have not been able to get in a group to farm Highwayman. I have not done that at all. I've been everywhere else except for Highwayman. Just trying to get a group over there was just too hard. Hey, thanks, Prototype. See you this weekend. And keep your eyes out. We'll definitely be getting some stuff in the Discord. So we're going to formalize these things. Some quests were a bit bugged. Others weren't. I'm just sure something we'll need to work on. Yeah, I've in my mind. I've just said quests are not there yet. The mechanics there to show that they work, but the quests aren't fully there. One thing I fear about guilds is that they'll will be sort of alliances between guild. All smaller ones will be completely excluded from certain content. Yeah, that's actually a good point. That's a good point. However, what I like about the node system, for example, because you got guilds and you got guild wars, but then you got nodes and node wars, and you can be part of a guild, and your guild could be a citizen of any node. So not all of them. Like you might have some at Winstead, some at Mirrorlith. So you could be separated. So if you're a smaller guild and you're not necessarily competing on the guild front, you may be competitive in the node front because you are a citizen of a node that you joined. So I think that would be beneficial. So I guess I agree there may be some smaller guilds that may miss out on the guild content because they are smaller. But from what I heard is that the smaller guilds get increases. Apache! Hey. Well, thank you very much for the follow, my friend. No, server's not live. But yes, I heard that, hey, Aaron Shah, Aaron Yachu, thank you. Oh, is that a sneeze? Thank you very much for the follow. Also saying so if the smaller guilds are meant to be buffed, so if you only got 100 in your guild versus a guild that's got 300, let's just say there's a handicap. There's a handicap somewhere. Oh, what's the name of the guild? The name is Shipwrecked. We are Shipwrecked. SHIPREKT. Is there a market auction house yet in game? I'm only level 9, so not seen much in the game. No market auction house just yet. That's coming. That's definitely coming. But you can go to the vendor and buy stuff. Or if someone wants to trade with you, you potentially could trade within game. Play shops will be added between December and May next year. That's the one. See, being friends with a healer, aka me, I always get in. That would have been great at the time. Oh shit, I'm getting behind. I'll speed up. Trust me, I know my eyes was twitch because I couldn't clear my quest log. The curse quest was 100% broken for me. Couldn't get the purified to provide me necessary quests. Oh, yeah, I agree. It did hurt. I had a few. I want to run a small guild in the future, 50, 100 people-ish. I've never done it before. Thoughts? Go for it. Why not? If you can get it. The hard part is there's a lot of people. I guess there's guilds that have been around for a very long time. So people jump in the game now are already in guilds. What will make it easier is when there's in-game voice, for example, making it easier to whisper people. That will make recruiting within the game a lot easier. Because, yeah, at the moment, it does become a bit difficult. Guilds will have perks. That's the one. Bigger guilds need to sacrifice those perks to pick the ones that allowed them to get more members. That'll be interesting to see how that works. I'm very interested to see how that works. In Viro, the average tax rate was 40 to 50, and I was running around yelling, no taxation without representation, send the mayors to the gallows. Hey, look, and that's a big thing. Look, when you're a mayor, and look, unfortunately we didn't get it, you got to set a tax rate, right? So happy to be any tax, what it is. But let's say if it's 50%, explain to the citizens why it is 50% and what we're trying to achieve with 50%. But if everyone's like, nah, we want the lowest tax, okay, we can go the lowest tax, whatever that is. But explain, okay, if we go the lowest tax, this is what we're not going to achieve. We're not going to get this building. So we have a choice. We can have a tax of this and get these things. Or we can have a tax of this, get nothing. So I think when you make that transparency, I think that makes things a lot easier. I'm a big fan of in-game voice, Holy, but there's a lot of people that don't like it as well. So a lot of people say it takes away from the immersion of the game. It can get annoying. But I think in New World, that was I found it very good. I'd be keen to do more for the guild by crafting, gathering, helping form experienced groups. So once you have the spreadsheet going, let me know and I'll be able to help out a bit more. Aha, Unholy Risen. I had no idea. You were the two same people. No, easy. No, we're definitely going to get some roles. Definitely when within the guild, we definitely need to get some officers and stuff like that. Even assigning tasks of some degree. Obviously for people that want to do it, obviously. Really 50, 75-ish, I want to conversate with each member to see if they would be a good fit. If they're like-minded, we'll all like to just play with each other. Imagine if it gets to a point we actually have to do interviews. Yeah, imagine we had interviews. Just sorry guys, can you submit your expression of interest and your resume? And we're running interviews on the weekend. We'll book you in at a time slot. I'm just in the thinking phase currently. Yeah, no, look, at the moment with the game and the way, and this is with everyone, it's test and learn. It's all test and learn. What do you like? What do you hate? Where can we improve? It's definitely all there. Down to the IRS, throw the tea in the harbour. Taxation is theft. You have in-game voice inside taverns or so in the plan. Oh, is it? Well, that's good to know. That is very good to know. Voice just makes you feel more in the game. Oh, like, especially like, for example, what I'm doing now, I'm going around farming granite. Just say someone runs up to me, at least I can straight away communicate my intentions. But like, just say if there's a ruby there, I'm like, whoa, stop. That's my ruby. Can I get ruby? At least you can stop people from doing things. Oh, that's my body. Don't loot my body, sort of things. It's very important. Very important. Hey, it was great playing with you too, mate. Interviews. I think I'm trying too much, be wanting to conversate before I invite them to a guild. Because through speaking with them, might tell them nay. Yeah, but got a very solid recruitment process in place. All right, you know what we need to do? I've literally sat here, and this has been good. We've been here for an hour and a half, and all we've done is chit chat. But we've got to get through some things. You get a bit dry when you talk for that much. Let me check, see I haven't missed anything. Nah, we're good. We're good, I think. Oh, I got my first upvotes on Reddit. I should put that up as a status. Congratulations. I have upvotes. Never had an upvote before in my life on Reddit. But now I've got an upvote. All right. So because of what I did, we had finished build, extend time. So, if you want to get in the game, for Alpha 2, you can still buy and get into Alpha 1, the Phase 1. So they did have it limited to so many people, but you can get in. So if you want to get in and buy the game, it's there. We won't go over too many guild structures, things, and spreadsheets. I'll do that throughout the week. And next week's plan. What did we say we were going to do? We had it was crafting. What was the other thing? Or testing. Next week, or this week, is definitely a lot of crafting. Still more leveling. But also maybe potentially testing some PvP. It would be good to see, like, for example, how well the mage and the fighter work together and stuff like that. So we may do some testing there, for sure. You run to a hacker guy, yet he's a big troll. That name sounds familiar, Holy. It sounds very familiar. Don't know if you need a PvP mage for the guild, but I've always been good at laying out a hotbar keyed, especially for maximize synergy. Always prototype. Everyone's welcome. And this is my only problem. This is my only problem that I've had so far with not Ash of the Creation. It's more the people that play Ash of the Creation. The fact that you can't get into parties because even if you invite people to parties, they leave. Agent, Corey, we're not playing. This is weekend's gameplay. So I'm currently streaming weekend's gameplay. So don't stress. Game's done for the week. Yeah, so parties, yeah, some of them are crazy. It's just like, do you understand? I'm jumping in to help. I'm here to fight. We're doing the same thing. They need another server to fix the server lag. 400 player queue is kind of bad. Did you have server lag? I didn't have any server lag, Holy. Don't you have a referral code people could use? I do actually, and I keep forgetting about it. It's like there's a wave 1 is over. No, it's not over. Not to buy, but phase 1 is not over. It's just this weekend has closed, and it will be open up on Friday, Saturday, just depending on your time. Just reading through the content they plan to add next year. Underwater combat, aerial combat. I know that's crazy. Didn't have lag on Vira, but the game crashed a lot when trying to access the storage clerk. The storage clerk I think last week. I put a whole lot of stuff in there. I went to go get it back. It was gone. It was very bad at the start. They had like a place where everyone was getting dropped. Oh, yeah. So that one, yeah, sorry. That was the starter zone. Yeah. Hopefully once they turn on the server meshing, that will fix a lot of things. It was very bad. I thought Wave 1 purchase ended November 1st. Yeah, that they did, but they're all hey, Soviet, thank you very much. They did, but yeah, no, they're all back up, and you can purchase keys now. Didn't know, thanks, Zodiac. You can buy on the current wave until end of November. Yes, that's the one. That's the one. And then look, 20th of December anyway. So definitely, if you have an opportunity, you can definitely do it. But before we go, I did have a plan. I wanted to make sure we got through this one today. I think I'll just do full screen. So got to go my builds. I'm not leaving. I'm not going anywhere. But before we leave, I want to make sure we finish the fighter. Hey, Goblin story time. Thanks, buddy. We need to finish the fighter. So the other day when we made the build for the fighter, I made it for mid-game. So this is like what I would say a mid-game, the plan is for a mid-game fighter. But now that we've hit level 13, I actually didn't put my last point in because I didn't finish my build. I stopped at level 12 and thought, yeah, that'll do. We're not going to get any past that. But now we need to get past and what skills we're going to do. My friend just got in the game. I don't know how he got $120 because he's deaf, had better things to spend his money on. But cool, I can follow. Thanks, Goblin. What is the best class in your opinion? Agent Zoe, I don't think there is a best class. There's which one have you? Yeah, what Husey said. I don't think it's the best class. I think they all have their pros and cons, and they all feel very good. Does anyone other than Prototype have an opinion on what their best class was? Like, I have a class that I prefer the most. Definitely have an opinion what I prefer to play, but I don't say there's a best class. Like, I really like Ranger. Ranger's my favorite class. Hey, thanks, Agent Zoe. Because, yeah, my play style is Ranger. But I've played a few classes, and they all feel good. They all feel good. I can say the Cleric and the Bard are quite appealing to me. I like healing generally. And that's the thing. It's because you like healing, and that's why that class was good for you. But you can't, yeah, that's what's really good. They've done a really good job in that part. So you can only play on the weekends. At the moment, Nom. At the moment, they're the only... we can only play on weekends. All right, look, I'll stop talk. I'll shut up. So what we need to do, we need to figure out where we're putting the rest of our points. So what we need, I think, because we're gonna leave the gear at the moment until we get to level 20. This is what I have classed as best gear that I want to farm for my character. So if these drops come, we're either going to craft them or we're going to obtain them through drops. So level 13. So now that we've actually built out a lot of DPS across the fighter, so we've gone Whirlwind, Climatic Whirlwind, which does an extra attack after he finishes Whirlwind. We have a Brutal Cleave, more front end damage. We've got the Lethal Blow, which is pretty big damage. So as you can see, chance to critically hit increased by 15% for bleeding targets. Now, here's a big thing. Which ability was it? So this does more damage to bleeding targets. And I've picked up an ability. Which one was it? Maybe it was on my... I'll find it in a second. We put something on our Brutal Cleave and our Overpower will automatically create bleeding. that increases the damage of the lethal blow. Lethal blow returns 50% of overall damage dealt as health and mana. So very big ability, making sure you use your lethal blow so you can get some health and mana back. And then from, where are we? Number 6. Where are we? And then we went Maim. Maim is a very nice ability. Even the animation of Maim is very nice. Tank is the hardest class to play right now due to its low DPS rating. Mage is the second hardest due to the HP deficit compared to the other classes. Bard and Cleric are the easiest gear specifically towards new players, but the new answer. But to answer your question, Mage is best because you have fire. Fire good. So look, Maim, great ability, big damage. And then this is the big one. And this is where we started progressing our our skills. Is it deals 20% additional damage to recently tripped targets. So just keeping that in mind, this one with the 250% physical damage and then an extra 20% damage to recently tripped targets. Mage is so easy to AoE farm with though. You have Shell and when you get Prismatic Ray, you don't get mana issues. Really? As long as the threat is Gucci, I think the more important for tank than DPS. The tank's very important. And then here, Maim launches a piercing projectile that deals 100% physical damage plus 50% additional damage to recently tripped targets. So further damage to tripped targets. So mind you, so squares are active abilities, circles are passive. Kaskadin, thank you very much for my follow. Your follow, sorry, thank you for the follow. So very important, understanding that the tripped does a lot of damage when using Maim. So once we got there, we got a fair bit of damage already. After 7, we started pushing into the abilities that help us get tripped. So here, Overpower and Brutal Cleave apply staggered to targets. And then, so we picked that with the Form of Celerity. That was the main reason we picked this one up. Ah, that's right. Where was it? Form. So Form of Ferocity. Overpower and Brutal Cleave apply bleeding to targets. So that's why our Lethal Blow was important, because our Form of Ferocity that we have turned on will apply bleeding there. But if you change your Form of Celerity, you will Overpower and Brutal Cleave be apply staggered. But the staggered is not the important part that we have. So keep that in mind. When we move to 9, Art of War switches form. So for fighter, a fighter has form. So essentially stances. Hey, Mighty Allen, welcome in. So for example, Form of Ferocity, Form of Celerity, and Form of Fluidity are all stances that the fighter can have when fighting. But to change those stances, you can only have one at a time. Low level is very useful. Ooh, I'll keep that in mind. You can only have one form at a time. So the form that I mainly run is Form of Ferocity. But when we change the Form of Celerity, we have this staggered ability. But the problem is, to change, it uses points or mana. Hey, Eliza, thank you very much. Welcome in, welcome in. Yes, stance-based. So when you change to Celerity and you get this staggered, it costs to change, and there's a cooldown. But when you get the Art of War, which is the passive, switches the form, no longer triggers cooldowns or costs anything. So no cooldown to switch between forms. Per second per point of combat momentum. Actually, I haven't got these ones yet. Actually, I haven't even thought about this, but we'll figure this out in a second. So then we went from 9 to 10. Where's 10? To Crippling Blow. So this is where we started adding our power, and you'll see where we're going with the after the main. Dealing 75% physical damage, fair enough, and apply snare to enemy target. If the target is staggered, the effect is consumed and the target becomes tripped. So this is why we changed the Form of Celerity, because your Overpower or Brutal Cleave will create staggered. Then the Crippling Blow will make him tripped. And once he's tripped, you go in and follow up with a Maim, and the Maim does, 270% there, plus another 150% there, just on the Maim ability there. So it's a very big ability. That is why we went that path. Anyone know which stat contributes to healing? Magical Power? Yes, Magical Power will definitely do it. It's not the only stat, because is it Wisdom or Intelligence? It might be intelligence that also does it, Husey. So, and then we have rupture. So after we've built all this power, as you can see, we seriously went down the DPS path, straight down the DPS path. I am a dickhead. I didn't press that button. Yeah, we went down the DPS path. You're kidding. I completely forgot to record this. Went down the DPS path, picked everything up. And then we moved down further and said, okay, what do we do now? What do we do now? We've gone down Rupture. So Rupture does 50% physical damage. And while a debuff is active, the target acquires 1 wounded stack per second while moving. So if they move, so this is very good for PvP. If they move, they accumulate stacks. After the 5 seconds, the target takes another 150 physical damage plus 10% additional damage for each stack of wounded it has. So you don't want to move. Hey, Otter. So if you put Rupture on, the person does not want to move. Mainly PvP, as I said. The NPCs, they don't usually run around too much. And then a maximum of 150% physical damage of the wounded. However, on the initial hit, if the target is bleeding, 1 stack is consumed and the target becomes hemorrhaged. So as we already apply the bleed, Rupture is already good. Even if they don't move, you do some damage, but they always also hemorrhage. That changes the 15% bleed damage to 20% bleed damage. My friend plays fighter and he has problems staying alive. Really? Maybe it's his gear. Maybe he's having a gear issue. It needs a fire. He's healer. May just have the fire. So from there, I ended up going. So I felt like now I've got a lot of damage. I've got a lot of damage now. Question, is the second of the 2 first abilities you get as a fighter bugged? Because I can only use it once when I log on, and then I can't use it at all. So do you mean the Form of Ferocity, Eliza? Because the Form of Ferocity is a toggled ability. So you turn it on or you turn it off. So when it's turned on, it will have a glow around the square. And when it's turned off, it won't have anything. So they're the forms. So they're the stances that you can create. Form Celerity, Form of Fluidity, and Form of Ferocity. So when you turn that on, it gives you, the caster receives 1.5% attack speed per 10 seconds up to maximum 15. And it helps you, it applies bleed every time you use your ability. No, don't stress. Don't stress. It doesn't necessarily say that. So you essentially just, your first 2 abilities is you turn that on, use Overpower. So you do 150% physical damage, and then you also apply bleed. We're talking about how the mage is the best class. With ice cream, what did I miss? Oh, did you get me some? Oh, 10 to 10. Oh, I've got to go to bed soon. Mum's going to come get me. So now we've moved away from DPS for a bit, and we said now we're moving to survivability. And this is what I picked up as my last level on 12. I'm 13 now. So return 100% of damage dealt as health and 50% of damage dealt as mana. Over the next 6 seconds, resource replenished is diminished for each target hit beyond the first. So 25% additional damage returned as health from bleeding targets. The bonus is doubled against hemorrhaging targets. So as you can see, hey, Maximus. No, not at the moment, Maximus. Not at the moment. It closed about 10 hours ago, unfortunately. Ranger survivalist. Ranger's very good at surviving. Trying to go in, but I'm stuck at, Maximus not coming back until Friday, Saturday, depending on which country you're in. Unfortunately, all closed for the weekend. So as you can see, with blood fusion, this is going to give us health. It's going to give us mana. It's got a 45-second cooldown. But what you do, you turn it on, and then you just start dealing damage. The more damage you deal, the more health and mana you're going to get back. And as you can see, because we've already used all our other abilities like maim and trip and all those things, if the target is bleeding or hemorrhaging, you get a 25% additional damage returned as health from bleeding. The bonus is doubled against hemorrhaging targets. So if you're running low on mana, running low on health and mana, blood fusion is a very good ability. especially if they're bleeding or hemorrhaging. So very, very good. Sleepers for the week. This advertisement was paid for by the National Caffeine Coalition. If your eyes aren't bleeding, then you're okay. Is that what happens? I was wondering what would happen there. So now, now we're at that point of where does my next point go to progress me to level 25? And this is where we need to continue before we go to bed. So as you can see, we're using Ash as the codex. So if anyone wants to use the character planner, make sure you jump down. I've got a link below the stream that you can click on, a big square button that you can click. Or you can just go to Ash as the codex and you can log in, sign in with your Discord or Twitch, and then you'll be able to save your builds. So if you want to play with the builds, look at equipment, very good site to use to make sure you got all that updated. So where do we put the next ability? Do we want damage or do we want more survivability? Because we can go down. What was this one? Knockout. So you got things like knockout. Knockout target enemy, putting him to sleep for 10 seconds. Any damage breaks this effect. I think let's go back down to the bottom because we skipped some of these passives because we didn't need it. So we'll talk through the bottom and we'll work our way up to the top because that's when we start getting that's where we get serious. So we've got Blitz, which is charge directly towards a target enemy, dealing 100% physical damage to the target. Blitz to me is a PvP ability, which we don't need yet. So I feel like we've got a few more levels before we even need Blitz. Assuming you're going PvE spec. For the moment, Leanne's definitely go. It's mainly PvP because we are through the grinding stage. It's not until we get to the max level where the PvP is actually going to hit in. So that's why I don't think Blitz is required now. Unless one of these passives become really good for something else, we may need to spec it. Killing an enemy with lethal blow resets the cooldown of Blitz. That's not bad. And Blitz regenerates 20 combat momentum. So I've only just started getting momentum, but I don't know how well that works for me at the moment. Savagery. Weapon combo finishes apply 1 wound to stack the target's hit. Okay. Whirlwind Overdrive. After completing the final spin, you may continue spinning at maximum speed while rapidly depleting the momentum. Ends after momentum is fully depleted or after stopping the channel. I don't know how much momentum I bring. The thing is, the Whirlwind is very good. The Whirlwind is very good. But at the same time, they're ticks of damage where sometimes I might want to stop and go to maim. Why can I hear my voice? Is my stream playing? Where's my stream? It is. I can literally hear my stream playing somewhere. Which channel is it on? Is it this one? It is. It's not there. It's not there. Not there. Not there. Oh, hang on. I think I know what it is. Is it this? Yeah, it was this. No, I could hear myself. Sorry. I was like, why can't I hear myself? It's in your head. We had to happen too, but after the caravan run, we lost 3, got 3 gold. Wow. Overdrive is good to getting monster tags in events. Yeah, that's actually a good idea. Hey, 2 phones, 1 cup. In my opinion, you want Blitz right away. It combos with Lethal Blow. It's OP. It makes your movement crazy by grinding and tagging. Look, that's not a bad idea, actually. What does combat momentum do exactly? Eliza, I'm not 100% sure. Like, it's meant to, like, my abilities use momentum, but I don't know what it does exactly. So I'm only just getting to it now. I had a horrible bug hit me early into my play, brought 2 pieces of light armor and a copper wand from the vendor and line hold. After the game crashed, pieces of my armor disappeared, so I did, oh no, it's horrible. Build a spender resource for fighter. If I'm not mistaken, I haven't played. From what I've seen, the overdrive is good. Hey, 2 phones, 1 cup. There you go. Thanks, buddy. Thanks, buddy. So I'm just catching up on chat. Such incredible brain fog today. I don't know how to explain it. In like my eyes can't focus on the entire monitor. Just take some ibuprofen and go to bed. All right, let's get back to it. Now, where's that bloody screen of mine? So you're saying Blitz is very good because it targets. You target, and then you use your reinvigorating lethal blow, and it resets. I see what you're saying there. I see what you're saying, because if you're killing mobs are going to die pretty quickly. So you're going to hit them. You're going to charge them. You're going to lethal blow them. And then you're going to charge them. Then you lethal blow them. Charge them, lethal blow them. But then we've got the other argument of Whirlwind Overdrive for the spin. Momentum depends on the form, what you have activated at the moment. Either attack speed, move speed, or disable resistance. Later, it's synergized with Berserk. I think so. Its range is crazy, and lethal blow heals your health and mana. Yes, 30-meter range. Well, let's go through the next one, because we want to make sure this is strategic here. We've been very strategic because we do have a lot of damage already. And the thing is, do I need more damage? Because I know, for example, lunging assault, spend 15 combat momentum to lunge in a direction is a short distance. Perform an upward swing upon arrival, dealing 125% damage and applying snared. To enemies in front of you, you're immune to hard crowd control effects while performing ability. See, same again, I feel like that one's a chart, like a PvP ability. Gains additional charge and generates 5 additional combat momentum when dealing damage to 1 or more enemies. Then we've got, for example, our Form of Fluidity. So while in its form, the caster receives 4% disable resistance, up to maximum of 40%. Overpower and Brutal Cleave applies Shaken. Targets hit. Shifting form costs 20. So not necessarily something I need, I don't think. But Form of Fluidity regenerates 0.01% of your maximum mana per second per point of combat momentum you have. So that's good, because obviously we lose a lot of mana. Mana is a big issue. Battle Cry. Apply Riled to the caster and or nearby party members, and weaken to all nearby enemies. Gains 5 combat momentum for each target riled, and each enemy targets that are shaken. So Riled is 30% disable evasion for 10 seconds. Weakened, 25% physical attack speed for 8 seconds. Duration can be extended after 20 seconds for subsequent applications. And shaken, 15% physical. So it's definitely, Battle Cry is definitely a good party ability. Definitely a good party ability. But do we need it? That's a hard thing. And then we've got Wallop. Spend 40% of your current combat momentum to do 150% damage, plus additional damage depending on how much combat momentum you spent, up to maximum 150. It's a low mana cost. It's a low mana cost with a 4-meter range. So it's not horrible. It's not horrible. And then we've got Cataclysm. Deal 275 physical damage and apply Shaken to all enemies in a large area in front of you. If the target is staggered, the effect is consumed and the target becomes tripped. Oh, so here's another tripped ability. Deals 15% additional damage to shield targets. The bonus is double against frozen targets. So this is where the mage comes in. So prototype, this is where you come and freeze. You come and you chill or you freeze the target for me. I'll use Cataclysm and we'll absolutely destroy them. The bonus is doubled, so 30% against frozen targets. So we get almost 300% on Cataclysm. We could hurt them. We could really hurt them. I look less at the initial damage and focus most on the status effects caused by each kill. This is where their synergy comes into play. Yes, you can do a decent amount of damage to enemy, but if you can apply a status effect, it'll benefit your party. Yes, definitely. And that's what I'm thinking. Are you going to be grinding more as a party, or are you going to be grinding more as a self? But I think with this game model identified now, it's definitely party. So, look, Battle Cry may be beneficial. Speaking of party, I have a side question. I see a lot of people looking for guild, but it seems not a lot of people are willing to try and make a group by requesting members. Have you seen this at all? Goblin, 100%. I'm always creating a party. I find people reluctant to join, and I find people reluctant to add, which is it's just wild to me. So this is just feedback for everyone who plays. Jump in the party. It's not going to hurt to just invite someone. It's going to make your experience so much easier. We're almost through them, all of them, because I am going to struggle to get to 24 here. Amen. Leap to the target location, deal 225 physical damage. Around you applying snared, the target's hit. Applies 3 stacks snared, the target hits that was shaken. So this is a good, to me, PvP ability. Then we've got Brutality. Overpower and Brutal Cleave. Apply 1 wounded stack to enemies hit. Wounded reduces healing received by 5%. So Brutality is a passive. And you're going to be using Overpower and Brutal Cleave a lot. And if they're wounded and you've got Rupture on them, you can deal up to 300% damage. Just don't have more than a level 3 levels difference. Yeah, that's a good point, Mighty. That is a good point. Then what are we doing here? What was this one? When Blood Fusion is activated while below 50% health, gain 25% increased damage mitigation and healing received over duration. So this one's a big one for me because I know it depends what your survivability is. If you're surviving well because you got a good party, you don't necessarily need this one straight away. But at the same time, I really like this because this is going to give me more health and survive a lot longer. And then we've got Berserk. So consume your combat momentum rapidly, gaining 30% more physical power and movement speed and immunity disabling effects while active. Must have at least 20 combat momentum to activate, and the effect ends when all combat momentum is fully depleted. So as you were asking, what does momentum do? Momentum charges this ability. A hotbar that applies shock, shield, freeze, and the secondary enemies conflagrating. Nice. Well, I'm going to need you to freeze that for me, Prototype, if we're going to go Cataclysm, because that's a big ability. So this is where I'm probably not necessarily greedy, but this is where I'm going to rely on you to freeze or chill for me so we can make sure we do a big hit. Then Berserk. Berserk refreshes other ability cooldowns by 2.5 seconds per point of combat momentum, and the cast has upon activation. That's pretty big, actually. Refreshes other ability cooldowns by 0.25 seconds per point of combat momentum. So if I got 20 points of combat momentum, I don't know if my quick maths is not working for me, but 20 times 0.25 is 5. 5 seconds. 5 seconds you can take off cooldown. If you've got 20 points of momentum, for example, and you use Berserk, but that's a 30-second cooldown. Not bad. And then unyielding Berserk. Berserk breaks all disabling effects on the caster. Okay. All right, so now we know what everything is. We've gone through everything. What are we doing first? So I honestly believe we've got our damage. We've either got our survivability, and I agree Blitz and reinvigorating lethal blow sounds very nice. However, if I'm not the main damage dealer, I do want to help the party. And I think the battle cry, for example, to Prototype's point. Hello, Rebeldy. Thanks, buddy. End damage was something like 2,000. Whoa, that's nice. 100% Prototype, 100%. So I really like the idea of buffing the party with a battle cry. I think that's going to help the party a lot. But I also like the idea of reinvigorating Berserk, because that may increase our ability to do more damage quicker. Hey. And then we've got Cataclysm. Cataclysm is a big hit. Big hit. Hey, Lethals, how you going, buddy? Cataclysm is a big hit. So, look, you're not going to go wrong. It's just a matter of what is better. What is better for the playstyle and what we're trying to achieve. And I think because I'm a team player. Is there player housing in the alpha? I haven't got, not yet, Liza. It's coming. It's not in phase 1. I can't remember which phase it's coming in. I honestly think spend 40% current momentum. Yeah, I think we do a lot of damage. I think I want to buff the party. I think I really want to buff the party. It's not just me. It buffs everyone. Weaken, shaken. Well, it's not. This is not a buff. This is a debuff for the characters that we're fighting. But is it strong enough? Is Battle Cry strong enough? And we depend on someone else's debuffing. Yeah, that's true as well. So by doing this, this is 30% disabled evasion. So we're going to hit a lot harder. Physical attack speed, but I haven't seen the mobs using evasion. Like, have we seen NP use evasion yet? I haven't. But then we got this one. I really like this wounded because if you put this on, I like reinvigorating blood. I think we want to go. Okay, I think I figured it out. It's either this one. What was that one again? Weapon combo finishes apply 1 wounded versus. Oh, do we want more damage or do we want to? This is tough. I think I'm going to go this one. I think I'm going to go Cataclysm. Consuming combat momentum rapidly, gaining 30%. Physical power, movement speed, immunity, disabling effects. Must have at least 20 combat. And this one, oh, this is hard. What do you reckon? Does anyone have an opinion on what my level 13 ability is going to be? Because I almost feel like it's got to go bang, bang, bang. See, but then we could go to survivability. Then you can go the mana increase. Then I get the blitz idea. Because it regenerates momentum. This doesn't need momentum. All right, Cataclysm it is. I think it's Cataclysm. And then we're going to go... overpower and brutal cleave. Apply 1 wound stack to enemies hit. So the problem is if we get brutality, where it goes overpower and brutality, brutal cleave, apply 1 wound stack to enemies hit. Because we're using form of ferocity, overpower and brutal cleave, apply bleeding. Does it apply bleeding and wounded? Because the wounded is important for the rupture. I'd have to look at the fighter skills myself to see what I'd use and then could give you a suggestion. Berserk can be used off CD. Cataclysm required someone else to proc effect. That's true. That's true. All right, for argument's sake, we're going to go, not reload now. I haven't saved it. And I'm going to do this quickly. I'm going to update. Reload. Let's see if that quickly saved my... The site has been updated. Oh, we're saved. We're saved. We're good. We're good. Because I haven't gone the PvP stuff. I haven't gone the Leaping Strike. I don't need this just yet. Disabled. This one I don't mind. I feel like I need that survivability. So we'll add more into our survivability of I think. Edit. I really like this one just because I agree we require someone else, the mage, but it's still a big hit. And the other one is, and apply shaken or enemies at a large area of you. If the target is staggered, the enemy comes tripped. So this also, Cataclysm also works with my crippling blow, which then my main picks up an extra 20% additional power when striking. Yeah, no, 100%, Mighty. 100% agree. 100% agree. And that's why Prototype's going to come in. Horror Prototype. That's why he's going to come in and freeze them for me. So we're up to 15 now. We're up to 15. I think for my 16th ability, I think I want to add this Blood Fusion. At least I'll take the, what's the word? I'll take the reliance of the cleric off me if I'm struggling, because at least I can put this on me. And we'll save the mana for the party. Save the tank. As long as the tank's staying alive, then at least we're winning in one respect. I I don't really care for Wallop. Wallop's not interesting to me. Then the battle cry, I agree. I just don't see enemies that say evasion. It never comes up evasion. Unless we're missing and we don't know it, I just don't see it. Look, if we really wanted to, we could increase our health regen, but I don't think it's massive. But we are already increasing it with that. I don't want that. I do want the wounded. Lunging assault. The whirlwind. The whirlwind might be okay. I think maybe the blitz. Was that the wounded? Overpower and brutal cleave. Oh, they're the same. Savagery and brutality. What? Overpower and brutal cleave apply 1 wounded. Over weapon combos. Oh, weapon combos finishes 1 wounded. And that's where the rupture comes in. The more stacks of wounded I got, and these are passives. You may also be able to use Reinvigorate Berserk as a reset skill, getting better DPS. Yes, I've put Reinvigorate Berserk on. 100% put that on. I think that is almost crucial by using Berserk. I think the one for me is, do I want to add the wounded, the 2 wounded? So Rupture does an extra 150 based on the wounds. Because wounded reduces healing received by 5% per stack. Wounded's not massive. It's good on PvP. I think I might start now pushing into the blitz, to be honest. I think I might move into the blitz. All right, let's move into the blitz. Go in the blitz. So we're in charge. Reinvigorate. Kill him with lethal blow. And blitz regenerates 20 combat momentum. I think that's where I want to go. And then I'm going to put Brutal Cleave on the wounded. Weapon combos, put wounded. We're running out here. We're running out, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully I never get a disabled effect put on me. If I do, I'm in trouble. We could add more survivability, but we're not going to. I think this is where the PvP starts to step in. We've got 4 more points. 4 more points to play with, and I think we're going to go PvP for these last 4 points. We've got some PvP already, but I think people are going to run. People are going to be chased down. So I think we need Leaping Strike. Very important. But then we've got Lunging Assault. I think Leaping Strike is more important at this stage. Whirlwind with the channel upgrade is great for AoE farming if it's a grindy build. Yeah, I guess you got a point there, Two Phones. We could definitely respec. We could definitely respec if we needed to. So go into there, and then once you start getting up, take that out, and then put one of those points in one of those other ones. So that's not a bad. You've got a good point there. You got a very good point, Brother Jones. Thanks, buddy. So what I'll do, I'll build the PvP build, but what we'll do, we may get to this point and go, okay, well, let's add this in and move it later. But so we'll go to the final level 25 build that we want to have. So say we're at level 25, that's what we'll have. So that's where we're going to go into Leaping Strike. I think Leaping Strike is very important. So you apply Snare to a target, apply 3 stacks of Snared, and targets hits with Shaken. Apply 3 stacks of Snared to targets hit with Shaken. So the movement speed reduced, which is very important. So now we can catch them. Then everyone hopefully can catch them. We'll launch out of nowhere. I like the idea. I want to try this ability. I literally just want to launch out of the air and just see how that works. I'm going to be sick. I don't really change my forms much, to be honest. Like, even having this one here, I barely do it. I literally struggle to change forms. So that's 20. We've got literally 3 more points left. I feel like knockout's very important. putting someone to sleep for 10 seconds is pretty OP. You mostly Aussie guild or you just got, I got both. Nurcon, both. Mostly Aussie, but we've literally got everyone. We have anyone that wants to join can join. The best thing about the servers is that they seem to work very well. They work very, very well. For Aussies, for Americans, they seem to play very well. So there's a good chance, and I'm hoping that the way it goes this way, that Aussie servers don't get open up, and because the servers just work that well, we can have everyone across the board. So I think knockout would almost be very OP for PvP. Am I wrong? So this applies to anyone. Anyone wants to join the guild, jump in the Discord, ! Discord, or click the yellow box down below. Jump in, and we'll make sure we get you signed up this week. It does, doesn't it? I feel like it's required. Definitely feels required. 10 seconds sleep. Just if any damage breaks, any damage will break the effect. So the only concern, and we're going to have to test it. So if I put a bleed on someone, and then I use knockout, hey, thanks, Nurk. Good choice, Nurkon. Yeah, look, and that's the thing, Mighty. It's definitely situational. Knockout is definitely situational. But for example, if I can do leaping strike and knockout, I could stop someone from actually joining the fight. If I can stop someone from joining the fight by using leaping strike and knockout, I think that'd be very nice. But at the same time, spending 15 combat momentum for lunge in direction of a short distance, applying snared versus lunging assault gains additional charge, generates 5 additional combat momentum. So not as big. This is not as big as I'd like to think. So I think we need Battle Cry first. Knockout, that just wasted all that time. Yeah, true. But at least we can line them up. Green form is amazing, even just at Highwayman, because you just want to knock down enemies that stop cast. Also good for Church True. Yeah, so I 100%, Amber, do the exact same. That's what I was using yesterday. I was using Crippling Blow, constantly tripping people. Tripping was so good. Tripping was very, very good. And that's why we picked up some of the other things. Cataclysm, that's why I picked up Cataclysm, because it has tripped on there. I thought that was very good. So I think... At what points did we have? I think Battle Cry. Oh... We'll go knockout. Battle Cry. Oh, is that it? Is that all I got? Oh, to 24 points. Are we happy with that? So what left over is our Whirlwind Overdrive. So that's the hard thing. Is Whirlwind Overdrive better than having this? I think this work becomes very situational. Very situational. You could actually go and not do, for example, knockout and get that Whirlwind Overdrive. I really like the idea of knockout, but if it becomes useless and people like if they already got blood bleeding on them or something, and it wakens them up, waste of time. But like I said, if I can leap and put that on there and target it, very good. So I think I'm going to leave it there. I think I 100% going to leave that there. So we're going to save that update. Look, it doesn't mean we can't change it once we get there and see how we play with it and see how it works. It's just that I think that's a good way to go. Now, I can't believe it's currently 20 past 10. So what I'm going to have to do, it honestly depends if you even need to debuff. You might have enough damage without it. Yeah, true. Definitely. So it's going to be a hard one, but we'll see. Nurcon, mate, looking forward to seeing you there. But what we're going to have to do now, it's 20 past 10. I've got to get to bed because Ashes of Creation absolutely destroys your sleeping pattern over the weekends. So... forgiven situation so far, it just kind of feels to me that there's like multiple ways to tackle situations that way viable depending on desired outcome and playstyle. Yeah, definitely. Just got here. Yeah, no, I got to go have a shower, go get to bed, got things to do, got to get to work in the morning, got to be there for 8 a.m. I would love to start because I still need to finish out my primary and secondary and my stamina that we need to do. So we may do that during the week, but for now it's bedtime. So is anyone else streaming Ashes of Creation? Let me do a quick check. Filter, search, Ashes of Creation. No one is streaming, just me. So what we'll do, thanks to everyone that's followed. Like I said, if you like content, jump in, follow along. We'll get you in into any guild content, any raid content, any content that you would like to see. So jump in, follow along, join the Discord. And we are recruiting, so make sure you're getting there. What we'll do, we'll go raid someone that's raided me before. Let me check them out. Let me find out who we've got. I think my pet hooligan. Look, now I don't know what my pet hooligan is. It's a game that someone Black Swan is playing. Black Swan's raided me a few times, so I'll go give Black Swan a raid. So let's go see what my pet hooligan is. I have no idea what this Black Swan usually plays once human, but let's go check it out. We'll go say hi. And thanks for joining, and I'll see you guys later in the week. And let me move this over here just in case you guys are writing something. It's a crypto game, is it? Good night, everyone. Good night. Let's go check it out. Oh, shit. Did I lose the raid button? I think I lost it. Where'd it go? Oh, there we go.